always get so close.
Hey guys, what's up?
What's up, y'all?
This is our Let's Talk edition.
From the diaphragm.
Let's talk. Take 538.22. So today we will be talking about intimacy.
What you got?
I ain't got nothing. I got nothing.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Alright. So, most people, I think, struggle with intimacy because it puts them in a place where they have to be a little bit vulnerable or the first one to go do it. You know what I mean? Like, so for example, when a guy and a girl get together, the girl wants the guy to make the first move. Hey, I ain't never been that type of girl, so I don't care. I make the first move, he make the first move. Whoever make the move, we're going to get this going, right? Well, most people struggle with that. So, for the people who struggle with that, this video might be helpful. I think, for starters, it would be getting out of your own head. Getting rid of being shy and thinking that you're going to look crazy by showing how you really feel.
Okay. Can I chime in real quick?
Sure.
What are you speaking on in regards to intimacy? Are we speaking from a standpoint of, like, I mean, because, all right, so when I think of intimacy, and I know this can't be the complete encapsulation of what intimacy is, but when I think of it, I think of things like holding hands, spending quality time with that person.
All of that.
Okay. And that's what you're speaking of?
Yeah,
okay.
Everything.
Okay.
Intimacy is different, for everyone. Intimacy could be the look that you give me when, yeah. See? That look.
Wait, what? Wait, what's going on?
See, he trying to act like he don't know, but okay.
No,
intimacy could be us driving down the street and he's just rubbing on my leg. You know what I mean? Intimacy could be.
You don't like when I stare at you. When you don't like when I stare. I'm asking.
Who does? I guess there's people.
Yeah, I was there's people that do.
I don't like to be stared at. That's weird.
Okay.
It doesn't make me feel self-conscious in any way. No, it just makes me feel like you're being weird. Like, it's you, not me. Like,
because you're looking at a person?
Don't be weird. You're about to mess up the whole mood.
Okay.
Like I was explaining to you before.
Okay.
I'm in my bubble.
But you're not in your bubble.
You're in your bubble.
That's the crazy part.
No.
You're literally not in your bubble at that point in time.
Well, for me, yes.
Okay.
Okay. He's talking about, in the act of, intercourse.
Yeah.
Ew, who says intercourse?
I didn't want to say anything.
When you're getting it popping. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I didn't want to go there. So,
All right, you know what I mean. All right, so, when you and your lover are being intimate and you're, exploring each other sexually.
I like that. Go ahead.
Okay. Nobody wants nobody to just be, I don't want anybody to just stare at me while, I'm in the moment, all right? I don't want to look you in your eyes. I just want to have my moment and be done. You know what I mean? Like,
done. You not know how selfish this is?
All right, not
no, I
like
get
that.
you. I get you.
Not the selfish part, but you having your moment. I'm having my moment together. We enjoying the moment, and then bam, eyes. I'm sorry. What? What are you doing? Don't be weird. Don't be weird. Why are you doing this to me? It'll mess up the moment. It's like, why are you staring at me? I'm sorry. That's what you want? It's like
What's wrong with you?
What are you doing? That's what you want? That's okay. Do you want to? Can you tell me your side of the story? Because I think it's weird. I just want to have our moment and enjoy it, and go to bed or something. Whenever, wherever, whatever time of day, keep it moving. You know what I mean?
I don't have a side to it. It's something that I can do and or not do. It doesn't bother me if somebody's staring at me, and it doesn't bother me apparently if I stare at them. If I do it, it's not necessarily to I guess spook you or whatever. It's more so looking in someone's eyes if you were talking to them. Forget sex. Just think of it as if you're looking at, and a lot of, I guess, police officers and stuff like that are trained to do this. And I'm not a cop, but, certain things can't lie. Eyes being one of them, to where, somebody can say something to you and lie or whatever, but eyes can't or whatever. So
you saying if my eyes is closed and that's not
not even.
You can't
that.
Read that. It's
more
than just body language. You know what I mean?
You're right.
It's
but if your eyes are closed, that doesn't give you anything. You know what I mean? Like, you could be closing your eyes like, I want this to be over. This is great. It could be mad things or whatever, right?
Right, but it's body language.
That's fair. But what I'm saying is, like, I think I do it just off of that. It's not the spook. It's just more so I'm just looking to see. You know what I mean? See if you're enjoying it, whatever the case is. Now, obviously, there's different body language to prove if you're enjoying it or not, too. To me, that's just another thing. You know what I mean? It's not something that's needed, but it's just another thing to look for or whatever. So, if someone says, or in your case, if you say, all right, I don't want you staring at me while we're having sex. All right. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the only thing I need.
Looking and staring is two different things. I'm not saying you can't
Do I be staring though? So let's get this out the way. Do I be like...
No.
Okay.
No, babe. No. Thank God.
I might try it just to see what happens.
You try it, it'll be the end. It'll be like, all
right,
right, stop. I'm done. You know what?
Back to intimacy.
Oh, let me go. See ya. We're going to sleep. You always want to go off on tangents, but okay. So intimacy.
Okay, so intimacy could be all that type of stuff. A look that you give a person, holding hands and everything else. How do I feel about it? Was that the question that you initially gave me? Because you gave me a question, and I don't know if it was formed in how do I feel about it.
I don't remember it now, but go ahead. How do you feel about it?
I think it's important. I think, from what I know of it, to be important. I don't know all the levels of intimacy just yet, so I can't necessarily say that, it's all important or it's all needed for a successful relationship. But from what I know, certain things are things that I already spoke on. It doesn't have to be just holding hands or whatever. Or anything, but I think some type of physical touch is important. I think it's important, whatever intimacy that allows your mate to know that you still want them, admire them, are attracted by them, or any of those feelings. I think it's important to keep intimacy around, because I think that intimacy is on the opposite side of boredom, and I feel
that's good, babe.
I'm good with words every once in a while.
That's good.
Yeah, and I feel that, like, if you lose sight of intimacy, it's very easy to fall into a boring role in a marriage.
Can I add?
Go.
I think in addition to what he's saying, that's how a lot of people try to use that as an excuse to also step out on their mate.
Right.
When you lose the intimacy, whether the man or the woman, for example, I'm gonna just speak from the woman. You can speak from the male side of things. When their mate, let's say, for example, the female gained a little weight, and y'all could be cool in your relationship and everything like that, and y'all going out on the street, and y'all walking down the street, and a fine female walk down the street, and you see your husband eyes follow them from the corner to the next spot, and short of turning his head that way,
he could be admiring her
I'm just
shoes.
saying, babe.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So You know what I mean? Like that right there could start arguments. If you can't walk down the street next to that same, you know, pretty attractive young woman or old woman, whatever age, but you know, if you can't walk down the street and know, even though your husband looked over there or your mate looked over there, you know that your husband make you feel like you're the most beautiful person in the world, right. Blah blah blah,
right.
And even if he look, it don't bother you because you already know how he feel about you.
Right.
Now, if there's some question or some doubt there, it's going to bring in some insecurities into the relationship where, you know, you may not necessarily need at the time because y'all could be going through some other stuff that y'all could have put more energy towards. But for the most part, I think if each mate is paying attention to the needs of making their partner feel wanted, feel special, just doing those, it's the little things. You know, a lot of people say, oh, bam, he had this big proposal in the middle of Times Square. It was magical. I seen sparks, lightning, and everything else.
Lightning too?
Oh, no. But then it could be little moments, running the bathwater for your mate, making sure they eat tonight. I mean, something of the sort. You know, giving them a massage. Hey babe, you ain't got to do nothing. I handled everything. Go relax. I know you had a long day. You know what I mean? Little things like that can be intimate depending on what your mate needs at that time.
Right. I think that's part of it as well, is knowing what your mate needs. I don't think everybody needs the same thing because everybody's different. So what you might deem as intimacy and, hey, I'm being intimate and everything else, it may sound cool to you in your head because that might have worked for you before. But going forward with your mate, it might not be sufficient. It might not be something that they need, and they might not even look at it as being intimate. They could be looking at that as, oh, that you're supposed to do that, or, you know, that's not doing anything for me. So I think it's something to where, you know, when it comes to intimacy, it all falls back to communication. What does my mate need to even be put in that type of mindset? And you got to talk to them to find that out. I think if you don't, I think you're doing yourself a disservice as well as your mate, which could lead to stuff that she said about, you know, stepping out on the relationship or everything else.
Or the relationship ending.
So, you know, it's one of them things to where even with your mate, even when they tell you in year one, I need these things in intimacy, you can't fall victim to being complacent and thinking that, okay, well, she said she need X, Y, Z, and I'm going to give this to her because these are the things she asked for. But in year 5, if you're lucky enough to make it to year 5, that might not be sufficient anymore because she grew, you grew, needs change as you grow. So, you know, with that said, what you were doing before that might work might not be sufficient anymore. So, you know, I think intimacy is something that you literally, it grows with you as you grow or whatever. And the only way you're going to find out what it is and what needs to be done for your mate to feel however they need to feel for the marriage or relationship to function successfully, you know, you guys got to, I guess, open up channels of communication and kind of get that out, because it might not be anything that we just spoke on. I mean, in the intimacy, I think, could be anything, really. And, you know, it could be spiritual. It could be, hey, babe, let's read the Bible together. Let's go to church together. Let's pray together. It could be absolutely anything. And, you know, if you fall victim to just thinking you know what it is just because you read it in a magazine or whatever the case is, I think that you're getting a skewered view of what intimacy is. And, again, you're going to hinder what could be in your relationship. And, again, once it gets to boredom, people start looking outward. You know, it's human nature in a sense. You get bored. Anything else that's I guess strikes any type of interest. You know, you don't compliment your wife, and she goes to work and random Joe Schmo, hey, nice shoes.
Her work husband.
You got a work husband? You want like you threw that out there like that was a.
You got a work wife?
I do not. I
don't. That's what they be saying at the USPS.
Well, I don't have one. That's what I'm saying. Look, whatever.
Listen here. Listen here. I'm just playing. I'm not, but I'm just playing for the video's sake.
But yeah, bottom line, like, you know, it could fall. You could fall victim to that, and
I
you.
don't have a work husband, no.
Okay.
I just want to let you know.
No, that's cool. That's cool. You know, but still, like the point still stands to where you think that everything's okay because she comes home to you every day, but she looks forward to going to work just to hear how nice she looks, or how beautiful she is, or how smart she is, or anything else. You know what I mean? Stuff that you might know, but you omit and just think that she knows.
She knows that
you know what I mean? And then boom, let her go about her way, but she needs to hear it. I need to hear I love you. Yeah, you show me, but I need to hear it too. It could be that type of thing. So, you know, I just think it's really important. A lot of our topics are going to fall back on communication because, again, that's like the key to, that's like water to a body to me. You know, it's with everything. You know what I mean? So as soon as you remove that, I feel like everything crumbles.
Destined for failure.
Right. Everything crumbles. That's their foundation.
You can get by with other things that you can overcompensate in other areas.
Right.
But I think the end all be all of any relationship starts or fails with communication.
Agreed. So, you know, talk, people. This is not just a series where we say, let's talk. It's something to where we're trying to push y'all and give the headlines to every single video that we shoot. And it's for us too, to get y'all and push y'all to want to talk to each other. Because that's, I swear, that's the most important thing that you could do in a relationship. I mean, it sounds cliche and it sounds, oh yeah, obviously, but people overlook it all the time. And it's really easy to do. I mean, life happens, things happen, you go your way, you go yours. You know, you fall into a routine, she's out the door, you're in the door. Like everything happens so quick to where you could lose sight of something so simple. And that one thing that's so simple shatters everything else. So, you know, we push for that, and that's why we... Am I bodying this right now? Because I feel like I'm bodying it, and that's why you're rubbing on
Killing
it.
it, babe.
She always throws me off when she does stuff like this. But, yeah, so, you know, if you can, just keep at it with that. Let us know what's intimate to y'all. Like, things that we might have missed. I mean, again, I don't claim to know everything about intimacy. I'm still learning as I go, as I should be. You know, and I like to find some more things that might fall under that same umbrella, things that I might not be doing, you know, things that I might not even know that I need, and she might need. You know what I mean? So,
and you know, guys, I just want to put this out here. Intimacy is not always sexual.
Word.
That's key.
Word.
And to females too, because some of y'all don't get it either. But just FYI. Intimacy is not always sexual.
True. And I actually think some of the best forms of it has nothing to do with sex at all. That's just a personal opinion. But again, everybody's needs are different. So let us know what y'all feel, what y'all think of intimacy, where we may have missed some intimate things that we needed to talk about in regards to this conversation. We always can double back on it, give you a part 2 on it. So like, share, comment. This was Marriage Chronicles, abbreviated to MC Let's Talk. We will be talking to y'all very shortly. We will holler.
Let us know what other topics y'all want to talk about too.
That too. See y'all later.